Novak here to share a few points on how to stay out of tax trouble. Let's jump right in. Today's topic is headline is intentionally catchy. Of course, you will be targeted. And this stems from an editorial published last week in the Wall Street Journal that attacked the IRS's effort to reform its audit policy to go after high income taxpayers. Now, we're defining what's been in the news as a high income taxpayer is a taxpayer with income over 400,000. That's an arbitrary amount, but let's say that that's the case. So we're talking about roughly the top 1%. Basically, we're talking about business owners that own usually multiple business entities and funnel cash flow and income through multiple entities to eventually their personal return. That's who I see, and many tax pros see a significant portion of tax cheats getting away with stuff for a long time. Now, earlier this month, the Auditor General of the United States came out with the report examining the IRS. And one of the statistics pulled out of that is that 63% of the new audits launched by IRS are targeting people with under $200,000 income. Well, guess what? That's not a surprise at all for two reasons. One is that most what we call audits are actually automated data matching issues. So if you file a tax return and you had a side gig and you forgot to report one of your W-2s or one of your 1099s, yes, that gets matched up and you will get caught, you will get targeted, you will get a letter. Now, in my business, in the tax representation, we don't call that an audit. That's just a matching issue, and we simply have to make a correction, a technical correction to the tax return. But the Auditor General and the Wall Street Journal pulled that out and said, hey, 63% of audits are still targeting people under 200,000. Well, the fact is, it's something like 83% or 85%, something like that, of taxpayers have incomes under that. So if it's just a random occurrence that people at random forget to report some income, well, then 63% is actually a very low portion of audits. You would actually statistically expect it to be higher than that. So that's we call that lying with statistics, and that appears to be what's going on. Here's the other point: is that in the future, audits will be even more automated and data driven. So right now, I use a silly example. If a plumber from a working class neighborhood goes in and buys a yacht for cash and doesn't get it financed, that buyer will begin to receive ads on their social media feeds from Facebook and from Microsoft to here LinkedIn for tax representation lawyers. In other words, Meta and Microsoft know about the probability of tax cheats long before the IRS. That's a silly example, I know, but the point is, I hope we understand data collection and AI-assisted processing of big data is going to be the future of IRS enforcement. That takes time. It's expensive. It will have messes along the way, but that's where we're headed. That's the only way to actually collect taxes owed by the upper 1% of taxpayers that, in my experience and in the experience of many tax professionals, just haven't had any scrutiny for decades, at least the 4+ decades that I've been in business. We'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on the subject. I'm easy to reach through the comment section of social media, or reach me one-on-one at taxproblems.cpa. I'll be back tomorrow with another Tax Minute.